everybody, and welcome to this new type of video that I wanted to make. So this is going to be called the DM's Table, and it's going to be a way for me to explain all sorts of D&D stuff to you guys. D&D has recently become a big part of our lives because, well, it's a whole lot of fun and it lets us connect with a bunch of our friends. So I want to use these videos to explain how the game works, what we've been doing in the game, and maybe give you guys a few ideas to use in your own games. So for those of you who don't know, D&D is a storytelling game where a group of friends will come together and attempt to tell a story together. One player will be known as the DM, or Dungeon Master, or GM, Game Master. That player, usually me in our campaigns, the DM's job is to set up the game that the other players will be interacting with as characters. This adventure could be something as simple as going out and clearing out a cave, like so many people have done before in Skyrim. This adventure could be about saving a princess, a la Mari a little bit. This adventure could be about saving a princess, a la Mario. There are even different games that have been created so that you can emulate the worlds of Pokemon, Gundam, anything you can think of in this tabletop game setting. The other players are going to be taking on roles known as character roles. These player characters, or PCs, are going to interact with the story that the Dungeon Master has set up in front of them. So for an example, I'm going to give 3 of my players, QJ, Nina, and Searth. Each of the players will take up their own personality and try interacting with my game world through their characters. For example, QJ here is a bard and is also played by Courtney. So, Courtney put a lot of her personality into this character. QJ loves music, loves eating, and is also a moon elf vampire, which I'll explain that maybe in a later video. So whenever QJ interacts with the world, she's usually looking around for food or trying to play music, trying to pump up the party, and get them into a better mood. Nina, played by my friend Danny Colors, is a werebear fighter who is all about the cute things. So she always interacts with everybody in the cutest way possible. She loves the cutest and dumbest of characters. And she's also the strongest character in our party, so she'll be the one who takes on the fights head on. Finally, probably my favorite character that any of my players used in this previous campaign is Searth, a dragon folk wizard. Now his character is very afraid of anything magical or unknown. He's constantly trying to get rid of things before they're a threat. These 3 characters alone may be interesting, but together, when they interact with the world, it starts to feel like a real world that they're playing with. Each one of them talks to NPCs differently, interacts with the environment differently, and together they really do feel like a misfit team for like a movie or something. It's really fun to watch, it's really fun to take part in. So right now, a few people may be interested in D&D just from hearing about this. Some people may have already been interested. And the first question that I've been asked by a few people already is, how do you get into D&D? And that's a really weird question to answer, because for me, I wanted to get into D&D since I was in high school, but never really had the chance. I mean, a few times some friends asked me if I wanted to try playing, but I was never able to. Either my schedule didn't work out or something else. So recently in college, I've started playing. One of the biggest issues for new players is money. For new players, it gets really expensive because all of the books cost money, all of the dice that you need cost money, and honestly, people don't want to invest a lot of money into it unless they know they're going to enjoy it. So what I recommend getting is this. It's the D&D starter set. It's like $20. It comes with a basic version of the rulebook, a basic adventure that a new DM can follow. That way they don't have to create their own adventure from nothing, unless they want to. It has some pre-made character sheets and a set of dice. The one thing I do suggest you get if you buy the starter set is at least a couple other sets of dice, at least one per person, because a few of the spells and things that you do learn do require more than one set of dice if you want to do them quickly. Which I can leave a link to a extremely cheap dice set down below. What do you need to play after you buy the starter set. If you choose to keep playing, what do you need? Well, first off, you're going to need a player's handbook. This has all of the rules on creating characters, how items work, how to buy them, how much they cost. It has spells and a little bit of lore in it that will help you out building your own world. Next purchase that you should make after that would be the Dungeon Master's Guide. Now, this is important for the DM. So, whereas I recommend more than one player buys the handbook, that way you can get through with item transactions and things like that quicker, I recommend that whoever is interested in being the DM picks up this book. It basically tells you all of the rules to play as far as DMing goes. It gives you item lists, magical drop rate encounters, basic ideas on how to set up dungeons in the entire world. It is extremely, extremely useful. The final book you're going to need to purchase if you're going to play is this, the Monster Manual. Now, this is extremely important for anybody who wants to be the DM. Again, because this has everything you need to set up the greatest monster encounters ever. It has statistics for monsters that you can use to set up interesting encounters. There's everything from normal animals like wolves and bears in here, all the way up to giant monster kaiju creatures like the one I'm going to put up right here called the Tarrasque. From there are several other purchases you can make for D&D, but I recommend seeing if you're into the game or not first. Like I told you guys, I started playing back in December, and I've been hooked ever since. Me and my friends absolutely love it. So this was the basic what is D&D video for the DM table. Hopefully starting next time, I can start showing you some really interesting stuff, start talking about my adventures so far, and maybe talking about rules or anything else you guys could possibly want to know. So, until then, thanks guys. Catch you next time.